Hi, this is Brian, and this is a tutorial on can you make money using Clickbank. And I'm just really briefly a couple of things. Number one, if you're seeing this on YouTube, if you want to get the full version of this, go to Info 720, and there'll be a posting under here under categories where it says tutorials, and there'll be a tutorial specifically titled how to make money on Clickbank or something like that, and you'll see it there. So check out info720.com. And that's where you'll find the information. And also, if you do subscribe to my newsletter right here, I'll notify you when I'm doing these tutorials live. I usually do them about twice a month, and it'll give you a chance to ask questions and get those questions answered as we go as well. So jumping right in, basically, can you make money from Clickbank? The answer is yes. As far as how easy or how difficult it is remains to be seen. But here's a couple things I'm going to go over really quick. If you just go to clickbank.com, and this is the main page, at least at the time of this tutorial, 2007, August of 2007. So go into where it says Marketplace. If you haven't already signed up, you can sign up at Clickbank. There's no incentive for me to refer you necessarily to Clickbank. It's just going there and finding something. So the first and foremost thing that you would need to do is actually decide what it is you are going to sell, and hopefully locate whether or not the niche is going to be profitable or not. Some of the best ways to do that basically are just do a browse of business to business, the various different categories. If you're into web design, you can do a sort by popularity, and it'll actually show you the most. It'll list these in order of popularity, which I believe has to do with this gravity number right here. Now I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head what that gravity number means. For this tutorial, it doesn't really matter at this stage, because ultimately the way that you're going to drive traffic to this site isn't going to be through Clickbank. A lot of these gravity numbers right here represent some of the rankings within Clickbank. So that said, you can kind of actually narrow these down. Typically speaking, any of these ones that are on the top 10 of any of these various different lists that you're going to have are going to be relatively saturated by way of Google AdWords advertising specific to these different packages, because what you'll do is you'll notice that there'll be any number of different affiliates out there trying to market one of these different methods. Let's go into one of the other ones. I'll show you something else. Let's see. Society and culture. Go into language. Click on Go. Rocket Spanish, Rocket French, Rocket German. My guess is that all of these guys are all about the same level. Rocket Spanish. So notice if you actually go to google.com and do a search for Learn Spanish, you can tell. Whoops. If you spell it right, it's even better. Learn Spanish. Unforgettable Spanish, Rosetta Stone, Virtual Link, My Spanish Coach. Learn Spanish Fast. Free Rosetta Stone software. I'm guessing there's probably going to be quite a few of these, but what you'll see in this list typically is a link that goes back to these guys. If you view their pitch page, oh, how do you like that? They automatically increase it for me. Gotta love that. In fact, that drives me nuts, but that doesn't really matter. Okay, back to real life here. Let me get this all okay. So anyway, who else wants to learn Spanish confidently and naturally in less than 3 months? Okay, so you'd actually go through. This is their landing page. So assuming that they've done their homework, this landing page is going to convert, I don't know, a certain percentage of the people. But rocketlanguages.com. So if you go back to here, in Google, I'm searching through the sponsored links. One of these should be either Rocket Languages or I believe Rocket Spanish. Oddly enough, if I don't find it at the time of this writing, it may be that for whatever reason, whoever's actually done something with this is either not bidding very high or not bidding at all, or has turned off their campaign. I'm not seeing it here. So you know what? That may actually be something you say, I'm going to go for, I'm going to try and do. But notice how many there are here. How many various Rocket Spanish tutorial. So someone's registered that. What will you bet that if I click on this link, in fact, let's look. If you do an edit, or I'm sorry, view page source, this will show you the actual source for this page. Now if I want to see what this link is without actually clicking on it, I can click on it and that's fine, but I'm not going to know much about it if I just click on it. So I'm actually going to do a Control F for find. If you're using a Mac, you're going to have some different keystrokes, some different shortcut keys, but let's see, do one that says Rocket. There it is, Rocket Spanish Tutorial. Now my link for that is going to be directly above it. So if I look at this link, it's this one right here. As I go out, scroll out to the end of that link, there it is right there. Okay, it is a Clickbank link, and it links through to kwhidden at .rspanish. Okay, so that's the actual link. So that's the person that's actually advertising on Google for the main key phrase "Learn Spanish." Okay, so that will give you kind of an idea. But notice where they're at by way of sponsored links. They're on page 6. So are they getting any traffic? Probably not. But they're also not bidding very high. Now the conversion, once someone actually clicks through on page 6, assuming they get to page 6, which in this day and age doesn't happen very often. But assuming they actually get through, most likely someone that is clicking on this link, Rocket Spanish Tutorial, someone that's actually clicking on that link probably has, I don't know, probably has very little chance of conversion because someone clicking through that link has probably clicked on several others before and is either adding them to a database or just looking around, not ready to buy anything yet. So, long story short, if you're actually going to bid on trying to make money on Clickbank, if you're going to bid on Google AdWords, you really do need to get on page 1. And most likely that's going to cost you a pretty penny to actually land on page 1, unless you have some other AdWords methodologies in place. Let's go back to one other tool I'm going to show you. Let's see. Let me get one new tab here. This is Google's keyword utility. It's at adwords.google.com/select/keyword tool external. In fact, if you just go to Google and do a search for keyword tool, it will show up. So keyword variation, if you do learn Spanish, and then you got to put in the secret code. And if you do instead of choosing data to play, instead of choosing keyword search volume, if you choose cost and ad position estimates, put in the number for the dollar figure. Put in 50. This is what this is going to tell you. The data that's going to report back is how much it's going to cost you for this given term and similar terms to land on the 1, 2, or 3 spot. So then you click on Get More Keywords. We're waiting. It's always that awkward silence when I'm sitting here waiting. Okay, so Learn Spanish, $2.10 to land in to position 1 through 3. Okay, so I'm going to actually click on that and sort it. Learn to speak Spanish fast. If I actually bid on that keyword, it's going to cost me 5 cents apparently. Learn Spanish worksheets, learn Spanish with, learn Spanish websites. All of these different keywords. Now, I don't know exactly how accurate this is. The only way to really find out would actually be to go in Google AdWords and bid and see what they came back with. But again, Google rewards content and they reward relevance. So if you're simply a Clickbank affiliate and you're linking through to Clickbank, and they may or may not reward you with a 5-cent bid for any one of these terms. However, if you were to create a blog and actually have Learn Spanish tutorials, articles on any one of these different 5-cent phrases, and then go to Google and bid on them, that redirects to your blog, to your page that has this content in, most likely you're going to get them for 5 cents. 10 cents probably max on any of those. But either way, it's worth a try. Obviously, if they're saying that these are 5 cents per click, that may mean that they're not much traffic either. Learn Spanish tutorials, learn Spanish podcasts. So let's take a look. Choose data to display. Instead of cost and ad position estimates, do a keyword search volume. And lo and behold, here's where you actually have the July search volume. Learn Spanish, etc. Okay, now that's just a brief overview, and that's one of the free tools that you can use to actually check to see Google AdWords, their keyword tool, check to see kind of at least gauge how much it's going to be worth. Now, learn Spanish